accept the killing of babies in Palestine by the Israeli nation?
I do not have any ground to stand on that part. I am a Christian. I am a Christian.
No wonder you support baby killing.
Do you support the killing of children?
I don't. Do you?
I do not have any ground.
Why are you upset? Why is it Christian? Why is Christianity stopping you to become a human being? One second. I will listen to you.
Not a human being.
Why is, can I,
not a human being.
why,
People are
why,
hiding behind children.
can I ask him to stop?
Stop hiding behind children.
Why is Christianity stopping you from becoming a human, a fair, just... let me finish first. I asked you a simple question. Do you accept the killing of children by the Israeli nation? If you ask me that question, I would say no. That's wrong. Brutality, infanticide, murder, once again, genocide.
You're now going on a tangent. You asked me a question.
When I asked you that question, let me ask you again. Do you accept the Israeli nation's killing of innocent children is okay?
Nah, I am not a Jew, nor am I a Muslim. I am a Christian. I am also a human. I just want people, Christian, Jews, or Muslims, to stop dying. I don't accept or support any other. Because if I accept one side, that means I support the other, and the other is doing the same thing.
I asked you.
I want people to stop.
Can you answer directly?
My direct answer is I want people to stop dying. Christians, Jews, and Muslims. That's an answer.
Wrong question, wrong answer. That really shows whose peril you are on. The Zionists have really enslaved people's hearts and minds. He says he was a Christian and he was so afraid to say something which is something obvious and fair and just. To say, I do not accept the killing of children. But he couldn't. This really shows how the Zionist entity has enslaved the minds and the hearts of people by propaganda. The propaganda has become so strong that these people have become enslaved. I do not say they're conditioned. I say not that they're brainwashed. I say that they have no brain cells left. They have become brain dead. Who on earth would say it's okay to kill innocent children? Who on earth will accept that? The only people who themselves are baby killers. They will say it's okay. And those who are abstaining and voting abstention, abstaining and saying nothing, they themselves are already a baby killer. Because they support by their silence. Because their silence is their approval. Their silence is their approval. So the world really needs to wake up and see where indeed is the face of humanity and whose side do you want to be recognized with. Because history will tell you, your children, your grandchildren will one day remember you as what? Someone who supported the killing of babies and children, innocent civilians? Or someone who spoke against it? Someone who did not condone, but rather said, this is wrong. How would your grandchildren remember you? How your children will remember you? Do you want to be remembered in the books of history that you were complicit in the murder of innocent civilians, men, women and children? Do you want history to remember you as a baby-killing sympathizer? As a baby-killing murder sympathizer? As a baby-killing terrorist sympathizer? Your inaction will be recorded in history. Ask yourself, do you have anything left of humanity? Are you a really human being? Or you have become like an animal with no sense of justice and fairness? Do you want to live like an animal with other animals who kills babies and children and innocent civilians? Or do you want to know that you are a dignified human being who can differentiate between right and wrong, between terror and between peace? Do you want to be someone who wants to live their life as a terrorist sympathizer? Or do you want to live your life as a man and woman of justice and fairness, as Islam demands? The message of Islam is so clear, people, which you didn't know, because you have not bothered to open up a biography of the Prophet of Islam, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Have you bothered to open up the Quran and read what the Quran says? The Quran says, fight those who fight you. Chapter 2, verse 190. But do not commit transgression. وَلَا تَعْتَدُوا. The Quran says, do not transgress. So you only fight the combatants. And what do you see today? You are happy to see the non-combatants being killed. Look at your war ethics. Look at your war principles. And look at the principle of Islam. Fight those who only fight you and do not commit transgression. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught his companions the ethics of war. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, one of the closest companions of the Prophet, the first Khalif of Islam, he commanded his armies that when you go in battle, be wary, be aware of these 10 things. This is how you deal with them. Do not kill women. Do not kill children. Do not cut down the fruit-bearing trees. Do not destroy the land inhabited by people. Do not even scatter the bees. This is the teaching of Islam, which you didn't know anything about. So, all people, I am appealing to your conscience, the conscience that is left still, that makes you human. Because if you didn't have that, you're no different than an animal. In fact, it's an insult to an animal to call you an animal, because the animals go by their instincts. But you, if you know yourself more than an animal, you don't deserve to be called an animal. It will be an insult to the animals. So whatever of humanity is left, you should wake up and say, babies and children, doesn't matter who they are, whether you are Israeli baby or a Palestinian baby, your worth is the same. Your life is the same. You are innocent. So those people who made you to differentiate between the life of an Israeli baby, Palestinian baby, they have conditioned you, programmed you in such a way that you don't even realize. You have become brain dead, and in fact, you don't have any brain cells left, because you cannot even speak up against this brutality, against this aggression, against this baby killing. Do you even watch the news? Do you even watch the social media? They're even trying to flatten Gaza. And you say, I'm not a Gazan, but what if the same thing happened to you? What if your family, your country, your nation was attacked and you were bombed left, right and center? One moment. You were bombed. Don't go away. I'll take your question. What if you were bombed left, right and center, from above, from all sides, and your houses were destroyed, your hospitals were destroyed, your family was destroyed, your children, your wife, your husbands, your brothers, your mothers, they were killed? How would you feel? Take a moment of pause and ask yourself this question. How would you feel if it was you? It happened to your family. It happened to your home. Would you feel indifferent? Would you say, it doesn't matter who's doing it? They're good guys, they're the good people. They're killing us, it's okay, I'm happy with that. Or would you be angry? Would you say this is unjust, unfair? This is an act of terrorism. This is an act of barbarism. This is an act of infanticide, genocide, ethnic cleansing. Would you not say that? So why do you act differently when somewhere someone else is suffering the same state? You people want to believe, you people want to label yourself as civilized? Where is your sense of civilization? When you discriminate people based on their ethnicity, based on their language, based on their religion, based on where they are, geographical region, based on their color. You differentiate and you don't call yourself a racist? The Prophet of Islam, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, no Arab is superior than a non-Arab. No non-Arab is superior than an Arab. No white person is superior than a black person. No black person is superior than a white person. The only difference between them is the one who's more pious, righteous, God conscious. As the Quran says, Allah, God, your Lord, created human beings in the differences in their languages and their colors, in nations and tribes. Not that you despise of each other, but you recognize each other. And the most noble among you is the one who is إِنَّ أَكْرَمَكُمْ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَتْقَاكُمْ. The most noble among you is the one who's more righteous, more pious, more God conscious. That is the differentiation Islam makes. It is a differentiation based on your piety and your righteousness and your good actions. Not based on color, not based on ethnicity, not based on geographical location. Islam transcends all of this racism. So people, we want you to wake up. We want you to rise up. We want you to raise your voice against this oppression. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to be a Muslim to support the Palestinian cause. You only need to be human. You only need to be human. If you don't support what is happening there, if you don't feel the pain of the Palestinian men, women and children, do you have any humanity left? Take a moment and ask yourself, do you have any moment of humanity left? Are you going to let the collective punishment on these individuals who are free from any blame, innocent children, just because a political group did something in a political context that goes all the way from the 70s, or even earlier, 48, 68, earlier, 75 years of brutal occupation, and you didn't know anything about it. You think it all started in 7th of October. And neither did you know the Israelis themselves were killing their own people by missiles. So all this burning picture that you've seen is from the shells of Israeli forces. You didn't even know that. They were killing their own people because they couldn't fight these entity that went on 7th of October. So the world is brainwashing you with their propaganda, and you are so happy to be brainwashed. What is left for you people to be a real human being? I want you to really think and ponder on this question. What is your question, my friend?
So my question is and it's about basically what you said about Israel and Palestine. So my question to you would be, why doesn't Egypt, which is on the border of, okay, 1 second.
Take your time.
Okay, I introduced myself, just do it properly.
That's okay, that's okay.
Yeah, no.
That's okay. Why doesn't Egypt?
My name's Godhead. Okay.
My name is Mansur.
So why doesn't Egypt open the border next to Gaza and allow the refugees or those that are being persecuted? Why doesn't Egypt, which is predominantly an Islamic country, why doesn't it follow the values of Islam and the Quran and open up the borders and let the Palestinians come in, even if it's just the mothers and the children? Not because sometimes they can say, oh, it's the men that are involved in this war. Why don't they open up the borders as a Muslim country and allow the Palestinians to come in?
Interesting question. But let me try to understand your question first. Should I not be asking, why doesn't Egypt intervene with its military force, by force, to stop the aggression that is happening in Gaza? That should be a more appropriate question. Why doesn't Turkey? Why doesn't Lebanon? Why doesn't Syria? Why doesn't Saudi Arabia, with their military, go there and stop the aggression? Why? It's not about opening up and somehow taking the refugees, as you say. Why doesn't UK, France, Germany, Australia, Canada, USA say, you know what, we give you a free ticket to come and stay in our country. We give you free citizenship. We give you land. We give you houses. We give you jobs. Did we hear any of that? Why don't they do that? They gave Palestine to the Jewish people when it wasn't theirs in the 48. So why doesn't, if you think there's a crisis, take all of these people, bring them to UK, take them to Australia, take them to United States of America. So do not just simply distract what's happening there. Let's talk about what is really what's happening in there.
But you still
Do you, look, I'm saying that, I'm asking you a bigger question.
No, but you
One second, Godhead.
Sorry.
Let's start with the very basics. With the very basics. The shelling with bombs on people like women and children. Is this an act of terrorism?
Yes, of course.
Godhead, the question is to you.
Okay.
Is this an act of terrorism by the Zionist state of Israel when they drop bombs and kill men, women and children who have nothing to do in this 7th of October what happened?
Okay, I will.
Do you consider this an act of terrorism?
Mansur, what I will say is that it's an act of war.
I didn't ask you that question.
No, I know.
I am not going to ask you, is it an act of war? I have a specific question for you.
Terrorism.
That question is,
It's a loaded statement.
define terrorism for me if you didn't know. I will help you. Go on. Try to now help all of us to understand your definition of terrorism. Go ahead.
Terrorism, by its own definition, is to inflict terror on an undeserving people, geographical location or area.
Repeat that again.
Okay, so terrorism is to inflict on you unjustified violence, right? The kind of violence, right, that you kind of make it seem as, okay, to an undeserving people, an undeserving geography, an undeserving group.
Where is this definition coming from?
Let's go to the dictionary.
No. Before you go, you define terrorism as an unjustified act of terror, undeserving act of terror. So where did you get this from?
Okay.
Because you already qualified with somewhat subtleties. Because you might then say, that's justified, that's deserving. So I want to know, where is this definition coming from?
The dictionary.
Okay, go ahead.
You want me to quote it from the dictionary?
No, I want you to define from an authoritative source.
I said it's exactly what I just saw. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Enjoyed the conversation a few weeks here.
Thank you.
You're very knowledgeable, very interesting.
Thank you.
God
You
bless.
take care, my friend.
Okay. Okay. So this is Oxford Languages. It says the unlawful use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians in the pursuit of political aims.
Is this anywhere near to your definition? Absolutely not.
No, they're not disagreeing.
You said
They're not disagreeing.
they are disagreeing.
How?
Okay, who agrees? Raise your hands. Okay, look. Raise your hands who agrees with him. No one raising your hands.
Okay.
So you define.
You disagree.
Okay, who disagrees with him? Look at them. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Right. Wait.
Now I'm interested.
Wait. Go ahead.
Now I'm interested in
Wait. Go ahead. So let's take the definition of Oxford Languages. Repeat again, word by word.
And I don't see. I'll repeat it word by word. Remember, can I repeat what I said? Do you mind?
I'm not interested in what you said because it doesn't align with what you have from an authoritative source.
What I said, and I'll repeat it.
I don't want to know your opinion anymore. I want to know what is terrorism defined as. You gave a dictionary definition, which I can take, no problem. But I'm not going to take your definition, which has no basis anywhere, unless you are a scholar yourself.
When you see it, when you look back.
Hang on. Let's see what Oxford Languages define terror as.
I just said it.
No, say it again, word by word.
Okay.
Because we're going to work on it.
Okay. So I'm going to embed mine as well.
No, I don't want yours.
No, I know.
I don't want yours. I want this definition.
I don't want you to misconstrue what I said.
I am not going to misconstrue anything.
Okay, so
I am going to use that definition, and on the basis of that definition, I'm going to ask you what Israel, the Zionist state, is doing. Is it terrorism or not? So I am very blunt and clear.
That's a big. You can't say Israel is a Zionist state. You can't say that.
Are you in your dreams?
No, but are you saying every Jew is a Zionist?
No, the state of Israel is a Zionist state.
So the state encompasses the people of Israel.
The state represents Zionism.
So you're talking.
It is not what I am saying. It is what Netanyahu says. Wait. Do you know what Netanyahu says? Do you know what they say? It is their Bible which tells them what to do. How to behave with the Palestinians, like the Amaleks. Do you know the Amaleks in the Bible?
Of course I know the Amalek.
Right. What does God say? Okay. What does God say? What does God say that will happen, needs to happen to the Amalekites?
Yeah, so, okay, I have to give you context. I will answer your question. So, the Amalekites were persecuting, right, the Jewish people. They wanted to wipe them out, wanted to kill them, okay? And the Jewish people were under a theocratic government, where God himself is judge. He says, go wipe them out. That's what he said. God said himself, go wipe out the Amalekites.
And the details?
Okay, yes.
No, give me the details.
No, I said wipe them out.
No, that's not what God said only.
You want to make it crude?
No, I want the details, because that is what will determine exactly whether it's a Zionist state or not. Okay, give me the details.
Okay, so he said, go wipe out the Amalekites. Why did he say that?
No, stop. No. I want the details.
I'm giving you the details.
Tell me the details.
Because in the book of Esther, do you remember Haman desired to wipe out the Jewish race? Haman descended from Amalekites. King Saul, he didn't listen to the perfect God who said, I see the justice, I see what they're doing.